Hello and welcome to Sessions with Judith John. This video is a compilation of all the photographs taken during my visit to the Middle East, covering 3 countries. I thought I'll share this because we can all learn more about these historic places which we may have visited or not. We may know, we may not know. It's always good to learn a little more about these wonderful places that exist, and with God's blessings and privilege of having visited these, I thought I'll just share these. Enjoy seeing the photographs and learning a little more about these beautiful places. So the first place I got to visit is Petra in Jordan, which is one of the 7 wonders of the world. What is very special about this place is the rock cut architecture and the water system that they had used, and a very developed one in those very early days. It's called Rose City because of the color of the sandstone from which it is carved. So this in this photograph you can see this is the entry actually to the city, to the ancient city. This is also part of the city in Petra, Jordan. Now the way, going inside was very easy because it was like a slope going downwards. But while coming up, I found it very difficult. So I had to take a horse because it was climbing uphill like. Many of the carvings and the rock cut structures are in this condition now. Unlike what it was once upon a time, over years, it has become like this. But parts of it is really wonderful. It still stays like this one that you can see over here. If you are on a tour in Jordan, then this is the next place that you should not miss. We all know that once upon a time it was the Romans who ruled all these areas over here, and they have created this Roman city in Jordan. This is in North Jordan, called Jerash. So in this place, Jerash, now of course you find it in ruins over years of war and destruction, and over years of being wearing out also. So today what it stands is very less, but this city was created in a 5-kilometer radius called Jerash. So these are more photographs of this particular ruins of the city of Jerash, which we can see in the following photographs. Like all olden days cities, this is also a walled city. It's very interesting that even after so many years, these pillars still stand with no other support, just the pillars. So these are part of the structures that still can be seen standing there, very tall walls, huge structures which have stood the test of time. Although Jordan is a very small country, it has lots to offer you. If you are really a person interested in history and seeing places, then this place called Decapolis, or the Qais Museum, is again another old Roman city. You can see a lot of the Roman influence, and it was only their history, the past of Jordan. So this was built in the 4th century in North Jordan, and we can still see what is very striking is the big church and also the Southwest Theatre, that is the amphitheatre of those days, which is still seen over here. So this is part of the Qais Museum or the Decapolis. There's much more to this place. We can see again huge place with all the pillars still standing there, Okay, this is part of the church which was built in the 4th century. More pictures of the same place where we can see the pillars, no other support, just that the pillars are standing. Although the roof is gone, the walls are gone. In this photograph, you can see the amphitheater. It's quite a huge one, the amphitheater, which is, of course, again still there for people to come and see. Be it Jordan or Israel, there is one thing that I found almost everywhere, the mosaic work that is using stones. Now, these places are gifted with something naturally available, colorful stones, all shades. The stones that you pick up from the region where I found not only in Jordan, Israel, or even the entire coral reef in Israel or in Egypt. In all these three countries, I found these stones which are very colorful, naturally available all over, and they are made used to, create even murals or floors and things done on the walls. They used a lot. Now I visited one such place. This is Peaceland Workshop, which actually they demonstrate there. You can place order, even get your things done, flooring, walls, altars in the churches are done with it. So a lot of the stone work being done. After seeing those places in Jordan, I'm now here in Israel, Pillars of Jerusalem place. It's a huge shopping place. I know everything that you really want to purchase, and whatever is made in and around the whole of Israel or Jordan or Egypt, I could find here. So it's just a shopping place, but it has, I think, everything that one wants to buy under one roof. One of those places which I found most interesting, and I feel anyone who goes to Israel must go, is the Dead Sea. It's the lowest point on earth. Of course, Jordan has its side of the Dead Sea, but Israel has the larger part and it is really enjoyable. I enjoyed this part of it where you can float on these waters. You can apply the mud from there, which it's a mud pack, and bask in the sun, and then of course float on the waters. It's a unique experience, and you feel that yes, I visited the lowest point on earth. So and the only sea where you can float like this, because it has a maximum minerals and doesn't allow you to sink anyway. All along the Dead Sea, both in Jordan and in Israel, I found a whole lot of cosmetic companies making high-end products, beauty care products, skincare products, using the mud from the Dead Sea or the mineral-based compounds that are available in the Dead Sea. Ahava is one of its kind, well-known Dead Sea laboratories in Israel, and I got to visit this place. They had their outlet too, apart from their lab where they were showing how things are made, and we could buy whatever we wanted if we are interested, but they're all high-end products and quite expensive. Was happy to be here in Eilat. Eilat is a port city in southern Israel and known for its stone jewelry and coral reefs. Now, already I was talking to you about how these stones, which are naturally available in all colors, are used to make jewelry, mosaic work, and all that. So here, Eilat is one city which is where all the rich people, it's a rich businessmen live because of this business of making jewelry out of the coral, what is available in the coral reefs, as well as the stones in these mountains. And we got to visit the Eilat Stone Jewelry, this place, where many of us did buy a few pieces of jewelry and stuff. It was really very interesting as they explained, and we got to see the making of the jewelry as well. So these were some of the stones that were on display. See how naturally the colorful stones that are available here. These are the stones that are made into different pieces of jewelry. This is the Taba land port, which is a major gateway and entry into Egypt from Israel. We literally walk, tourists can just walk from one side of Israel to the other side, Egypt. This is the entry to the southern Sinai region of Egypt. On entering Egypt at Taba, we stayed in a beautiful resort. This is near the northern tip of the Gulf of Aqaba, facing the Red Sea. So we got to enjoy and play in the sea a lot. This is just one more pic of the resort we were staying in, the Taba Heights, which is called the Strand Beach Resort. Was fortunate enough to enjoy the Red Sea from two different places, one at Taba and here in Nuwaiba, which is again Sinai region in Egypt. And the resort had a direct approach to the Red Sea. We enjoyed a lot staying here. More pictures of this particular place in Nuwaiba, Egypt, Sinai region. You can see the Red Sea in the background. This is just one photo to show how much we enjoyed on the shores of the Red Sea in Nuwaiba with all our friends, everyone in the group. Okay, in the same region in Nuwaiba, a little away we have the mountain desert with Bedouins living there. They are nomadic tribe of the area, and this was a wonderful experience of going on a jeep safari and also a trekking of around 3 to 4 kilometers. It was a very interesting experience. This is on the way while trekking through the mountain desert. We can see that here and there a donkey, and I wanted to click with the donkey of the region. So you can see me there with one of the Bedouins in the mountain deserts. Here and there they keep selling all these kind of little trinkets made from those stones found in the mountains. This is one more from the trekking area in the mountain desert. This is part of the jeep safari on the mountain deserts where we stopped at a Bedouin stall to have their tea. This is one very memorable photo you can see on the backdrop. Where I'm standing is Elim. Elim is the place mentioned twice in the Old Testament in the Bible. In Exodus, where the 12 wells and the 70 date palms are there. This is just a clearer photo of the place Elim, which is now called the Springs of Moses in South Sinai, Egypt. I think in this photo I've been able to cover it better. This is where Jacob's 12 wells and 12 for the 12 tribes and the 70 date palms existed, and till date they are there. If one is in Egypt, one can never miss the most interesting of all places, the pyramids and the Great Pyramid at Giza, Egypt. So here we are at the pyramids. I like the line written there. Man fears time, but time fears the pyramids. So whoever is in Egypt must visit this place. I think I clicked the maximum pictures here at the pyramids from all angles possible. So here are some more pictures of me standing there, trying to get all the three pyramids in one frame. This, of course, is the Great Pyramid in Giza. Of course, there are a lot more photographs clicked here. This is one particular angle that I could cover of the Great Pyramid. That's me climbing the Great Pyramid. I was never satisfied with the number of photos taken here in front of the Great Pyramid. I'm greatly impressed by it, and so trying to get more and more to cover it from all angles. So yes, if we have seen the pyramids, then we can never miss the Sphinx, which is kind of placed like as though it is guarding the pyramids. It faces east on the Giza Plateau on the west bank of the Nile in Giza. So you can see if right behind are the three pyramids. Egypt has a lot to offer of the ancient world, and the catacombs of Qom el Shakafa is one. This historical archaeological site in Alexandria, Egypt, it's considered one of the seven wonders of the Middle Age. And we'll get to know why. I'll just show you. So this is the inside of the catacombs. You can see like a well deep inside, and then there are different floors going downwards. There are 20 floors, 25 floors. We are now these days building upwards towards the sky, but this is built down under the earth where they buried people. So these are the kind of artwork and whatever other structures inside underground, 25, 30 feet below the ground. These are the structures, and everywhere they have been burying people inside these. So the snake kind of a thing which you can see is also inside the catacombs. And here in the next photo just beside, I am standing outside the catacombs. Of course, if one is in Alexandria, then one doesn't miss the Bibliotheca Alexandrina, which is created, it's a modern library. It is created as a commemoration of the ancient library of Alexandria that existed during Alexander the Great's time. Now, whatever happened, fire and destruction, so nothing is left of the old library. So in commemoration, this library has been created. It's a massive one and has a lot of things inside which you'll be seeing now. So this is one part of the inside of the library. It's huge and it's a functional library and it's an institution by itself. So here I am still inside the library, standing in front of the very special covering made here in Egypt, which is used to cover or decorate the sacred Kaaba in Mecca, in the Grand Mosque in Mecca. So this is made here in Egypt, and so after using, now this is here on display in this library. Happy that I got to see it. Here I'm standing at the entrance or doorway, hallway to the Bibliotheca Alexandrina. And next, standing here in the first one next to the statue of Demetrius Phalereus, which is on display here. He's an ancient Greek statesman and orator. And of course, some very well-known sculptors who have made some artwork, which is kept on display here. So the Bibliotheca Alexandrina is built exactly facing the Mediterranean Sea, and couldn't miss enjoying walking down the seashore. So these are some moments captured to be relived and relished. Egypt has a lot to offer to the world from its ancient history. And here there's one more, the Papyrus Institute. The first paper in the world was made here using papyrus, the grass that I'm holding here in the hand. It grows all along the Nile River, and so here we saw a demonstration of how the papyrus plant is, kind of processed to make it into paper, and all the paintings that are on display here are made on this papyrus. It's also for sale. I too bought one. So this is another papyrus museum and shop called the Abu Simbel Papyrus Museum and Shop. Here also the same process. See, you can see in the tray that person was showing us how this papyrus plant is taken and processed to make it into sheets, and a lot of painting and artwork done on it and kept for sale. Apart from their world-class museum, Egypt has something more to offer in Cairo, where they have created this pharaonic village. For all those who cannot go up to Luxor to see everything of the pharaohs, then this place is not less. There are more pics here from the pharaonic village in Cairo. It's a beautiful place created to show the history of the pharaohs. This is the entrance to the pharaonic village, and then they take you on a long boat ride explaining everything about it's almost a live scenes created of the lives of the pharaohs and explained in brief to all the tourists about the history of Egypt. So here I am sitting on the boat, enjoying, listening, learning more about, and this is all over the river Nile. So I got to have two boat rides on the Nile, one during the day and one during the night. So this is me there in the pharaonic village during the day. This is the Nile River, on which we had a complete round explaining everything there. And this was our last outing during this trip, the night cruise on the River Nile with Egyptian music and food. Loved it, and I think this was the best way to end the memorable and lovely trip that I had. I wish whoever is watching this would also go and enjoy more. So hope you have seen all the places along with me and learnt a little more about these places. You can always Google to find out more about these places if you are a keen learner. And probably I have also enthused you to visit these places, which I found very interesting. So thank you for watching.